this out with a little bit of AC/DC. What do you guys
listen,
think?
it worked for me, man. Got my juices flowing. Anyway, glad to have you guys here on Club Friday.
So my name is Taylor Thompson.
And I'm Larry Thompson, little L, big T.
And so we want to welcome you to the Millionaire Training Book Club. If this is your first time on, please let us know and drop a 1. We want to say hi and welcome. If this is if maybe you've been on and maybe you catching this on the replay, make sure you push #replay. We want to hear from you as well. So guys, how's everything going? We're so excited to be here because guess what? Tomorrow is my birthday.
It's 23 years old. I can't believe it. It's been wonderful. Okay.
So we're so happy to have you guys here. So if you're here, say hi. We want to say hi to you. Have a couple of stories we want to share with you. And if you guys show your flags, man. I know we got a lot of countries coming in. We usually have Spain and Italy and Germany and Ireland and Scotland and UK. And sometimes we actually have the U.S.
We even have some guys over here that pay attention. You know what I mean? They got all the answers, But anyway.
I love it. So thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. That's so kind of you.
Yeah, guys, it's been an amazing week for the ABC LT Academy Book Club and the Academy. It's been an amazing week. That we just got off of our deep dives. We're not going to talk much about that today, but it's part of the ABC approach, and we're going to share a lot of stuff with you guys. But it's been phenomenal what's happened in the last 60 days with this movement. And you guys are part of it, and we appreciate the help. And we appreciate more than anything what you're getting out of this and how it's growing you and your team. So thank you for the participation.
So we're super excited. So I don't know if we are, so I think we're having some challenges because we go live on several different platforms. So let us know which platform you guys are coming in from. So if you guys are in the book club, if you're in the book club group, let me know. If you're on one of our pages, let me know. I don't know if you can tell, that would be great because
what would you do about
I can't
that?
tell. Just let us know. Just type in book if you're on the book club page or the group. Put group.
So we got book club, we got Facebook. I'm looking at that.
Book club group, book club page or LT Academy page.
Sandra Hitkey said it's been one hell of a week here. I love it. Good for you, Sandra. I feel exactly the same way. It has been a week.
I love it. So guys, let's talk about this. So I put in we're talking about diseases of attitude. We're talking about our book. And so if this is your first time on, you haven't had a chance to get our book, I've got the millionairetraining.com. You can go in there and check this out. We've got it in English, we've got it in Spanish, and we've got it in German. And so this training has been around. We just had its 40th birthday. And this is really the foundation of network marketing at every level, and not telling you where to go, what to do, what to say, but really giving you the foundational principles that our network marketing space was built on. And today we're actually talking about one of the things in the 7 diseases of attitude. And this is inside of the book. We come on every week and we grab something, we grab some little nugget from the book, and we come on and we share some principles about that. So today we're talking about number 3. And what is that? What is number 3? The biggest thing I think a lot of distributors really wrestle with is doubt.
Not necessarily about their company, not necessarily about their products or that, but self-doubt. Okay.
Yes.
And one of the things that I was taught, 54 years ago was that we are good enough as we are right now with whatever we start with. We're good enough. We're tall enough. We're smart enough. We're good enough as we are. You just got to take what you got in your hands and move forward with it step at a time. And that's what we do with this ABC approach. And that it's having phenomenal results across the globe, guys. Just phenomenal.
So I don't know. Newt has given me some comments here and about what is happening. So I don't know how to fix this right now, guys. So if you're, we're going to have to just deal with the technical challenges as we go forward. We're going to keep.
So you're saying some of the platforms aren't showing up.
Some of the platforms are not showing up here. But
don't know what to tell you except we'll post it.
We'll keep that in mind, and we'll make sure it's definitely catch it on the replay. So apologize. We'll keep this in mind as we move forward. So.
Oh,
bless you.
Gesundheit.
So one of the things, I mean, whenever we talk about doubt, and I love what Larry's saying here, because I think for me, self-doubt is probably one of the biggest things that hold people back.
Yeah.
And one of the things whenever we talk about, and whenever Larry's like, he always says, the long-haired hippie construction worker, right? Tell you the color of shoes, not the color of your eyes, right? For me, it's like stay-at-home mom, single mom, like, I'd never done a business like this before. So there's so many people out here, and that's why we come on here and talk about these concepts, because there are so many people just like us, just like you, that are out there that are trying to build a business, that are looking for those ways to make extra money. And that's why we put this book club in place.
Yeah. And let me just take you, Taylor's talking, you got to realize it's pretty, I was going to say the word awkward, but that's not, it's pretty awesome actually, that me as a long-haired hippie construction worker with no education, no self-confidence, no self-esteem, I never finished high school. And I never finished high school. I was pretty good. If I could remember it, I could get it. But if I had to study it, I couldn't get it. And it came down to the oral book report that was required back then. I don't even know if they have to know how to read today. But back then, you had to have it, read a book, write about the book, and then walk across the stage in front of your classmates and share a little bit about that book. Now, you got to understand, I came from a very small community. It was one grade school, one junior high, and one high school. And so you kind of went through the steps here with the same group. So it wasn't like it was different friends and stuff. But I just could not walk across the stage and give that. I was so scared, so frightened, so intimidated that I just couldn't do that. And I chose to take the failing grade, which meant 2 years in a row, I was not going to get a high school diploma. So at 16, I quit school and went to work in the construction field with my family, which was where I was going to end up anyway. If I graduated and got the degree, I was still going to end up in the construction field. And I loved construction work. I did it. I did cement work and I loved it. It was a family deal, cousins, uncles, and all of that stuff. And I just absolutely love it. And the transformation in me, being able to learn these basic fundamentals from the original founders of our space and pass that torch on to me, to be able to have the changes that I've had in my life and affected so many others. It's just remarkable. And there's 3 parts to what we do here. And it's important that you comprehend, metabolize. A lot of you are nutritional products. And we know it's not what we put in our body that matters. It's what we metabolize at the cellular level that matters. It's not what's in this book on the pages. It's what you metabolize in the mental projector in your mind about what these concepts are. And they're very relevant. But the Academy, the Wealth Building Academy, is our structure. Okay, to support that structure, we sponsor, the LT Academy sponsors the book club that we have every single week. And we have people from around the globe generally, okay, that are sharing their stories with what's happened to them. And they're school teachers, they're truck drivers, they're waitresses, they're business entrepreneurs, they're everything. And they're sharing there's not only their successes, which is generally what you only get today, but their struggles and how they got through that and how they've been able to do it. So the book club is one stool of the 3-legged stool. The book club that's here. It's every Friday we do this. The MillionaireTraining.com free resource center is another thing that the LT Academy sponsors, and it's free. And you can go over there and get a lot of information that can get you through things as simple as how to employ yourself. Most of us want to be our own boss, but we don't know how to be our own boss and how to employ yourself. And so there's a lot of valuable things over there. And then, of course, the Academy is the 3rd leg of that stool, which the people that see what we're doing here and want to blend and they're growing their teams. I can't even tell you the story that's coming back to us right now from around the globe. It's shocking to me. I've never had this kind of thing happen. It's become a movement very quickly. And so anyway, welcome here. Let's see what we can do here.
Okay. So guys, I want to talk about, I don't know. So some of the platforms, and I see we're having definitely some technical challenges. So I will tell you, if your people are inside the Academy, I know it's streaming inside the Academy. If you're inside of the book club, it should be inside of the book club group. If you are having a hard time, go to the LT Academy page. If you are having a hard time with that, go to Larry and Taylor page. So that's if you guys have, I mean, that's the best I can tell you right now. I will try to fix the problem. So just bear with us. I know a lot of people are going, I can't get on, I can't get on. So bear with us. We're recording it. You're going to have it, but we can fix the problem. So just hang with us, okay?
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah.
We'll get it to you because I know you want it. And so we'll get it to you. So let's just kind of move on here.
Okay. All right. So I want to take it over. So this is really, really good. I want to take this over to Michelle. Michelle, how are you?
Hi, Taylor and Larry. How are you? Oh gosh, that sounded weird. Taylor and Larry.
No, I think that's good. I know people used to say Larry and Taylor, so that's good. But I want to be called first. It's okay. I can deal with that. So
listen, it's mandatory on my side to say Taylor first. Mandatory.
So how are you?
I'm really good, Larry and Taylor, and it's great to be on. I'm so honored to be here. Do you want me to go ahead?
I do. I want you to tell us all about you. Tell us all about what's happening with you. And you were recently, we were on the deep dive and you were sharing some stuff. And I was like, the community has to hear this. They have to hear this because you started early on with us and you've kind of told a little bit about your story, but what's happened since back in November and where you are now, it's been a total game changer. So I'd like for people to be able to hear that from you. So go ahead and share a little bit about you and what's happening.
No problem. So my name is Michelle O'Gorman and I have 3 grown-up children. Jessie, she's a personal trainer. She's 27. And Jake and Jordan, they're twin boys. They're 19. And I'm 46 years of age. And my background before I came into network marketing is I'm a special needs assistant. And I'm from Dublin, Ireland. Most important. So I'll bring it back. I'm only 15 months in network marketing, okay? And when I first started with you guys, Larry and Taylor, is just under a year ago. And I was only in the business a couple of months. And I was really nervous, but I wanted to go places and I really wanted team. And I was crying to Larry and I was like, but Larry, I can't get team. I don't know how to get team. What'll I do? And I was very insecure. And he was like, oh, well, I don't know. But he directed me where to go, which was the Pillars, and to listen to that. And this was before we got the book.
Yes.
We were listening to the Pillars. We were listening to the El Paso story and stuff like that. And I really metabolized it and I took it all on board. And what I really got from it was I was strong enough and good enough just as I am today. Like, I just had to be me. I didn't have to be anybody else. I could learn, and maybe get tricks and traits. But all I had to do was be me and talk to people. And I was really good at talking to people. Like, I had no problems at talking to people. In my job, I talk to people all the time. But when I started with this opportunity, I was given these scripts to do. So I had to send out F1 messages. And then when they replied to that, I'd send this message back. But I didn't feel good about that because they weren't my words. This wasn't what I'd say. So I would send them out to my friends and family and they were going, what? So I'd be hug and love and how are you? And I was more, I don't know, fun and energetic. You know what I mean? I wasn't scripted and words and all of that jazz. Do you know that way? Like, so I wasn't long. I didn't learn too much of that, thankfully, before I got on with you guys. And then you said, voice clips.
Wow.
I was like, yes, I can do voice clips because I really like communicating. I don't like texting. For a start, I can't see. So I'm like, and it takes too long. And I'm not good with technology. So the voice clips were brilliant. Then I realized, using the language, if you're messaging somebody to have a little look at what they're about, you know what I mean? And if they're, find out what they're interested in, their hairdresser. I see your hairdresser. This maybe could be for you, possibly. I've no idea. It's worked for so many people. It might not. I don't know whether it'll work for you or not. And using that language, I really felt so good about it. That way? But before then, it took me a while to get there. Do you know what I mean? To get confident enough to actually send out them messages. But I had no belief in myself. Do you know what I mean? There's where the doubt comes in, Larry and Taylor. Do you know what I mean? That you're talking about. I doubted myself constantly, but listening to all the language and constantly, you're in my ear all the time. Like, you know, when I go to bed and the presentation, the three P's for everything, the you, it and them, and, you know, making sure that they feel good about the transaction. I'm not looking for a transaction. Now I had no team when I started with you. I'd no team. I didn't know what I was doing. I was barely in the business. And now I have 15 team members, right?
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like, they might not be all doing what I'm doing, and that's okay, because it's not about that. All I needed to know was that I could get team, and now I have that belief factor. Now I have, because what? Belief determines behavior, definitely. So I'm in action mode now, all the way. Like, I just absolutely love it. I love the energy you guys give off. And like, if you're doing the ABC approach and you just have two of them, like, so you've the book and you're in the book club, get in the academy, because the academy is where you can ask the questions and you get Larry and Taylor answering you directly, and you're getting that vibrations of everybody else. I mean, that's what it's about. And you're learning as well of each, and like Larry says all the time, it's not the question that you ask that you'll get the answer from. It's all the other questions. And you know what, Larry, I'm always reading the book. I've read it about 3 times at this stage, but I was just reading again today, and it just reminded me about the story about the crusts on the bread, on the sandwich that you make. And like, you know, you didn't like the crust, so, you know, apply that into everyday lifestyle. So like, say if you don't like sending out the voice messages, do that first. If you don't like doing your stories, if you don't, you know what I mean, do what you don't like first, get it done, and then the rest you'll really enjoy. And it's much more simple, do you know, that way. And keep it fun, simple, magical, and don't be dragging people on, you know. Make sure that they want to do it, that they feel good about what's happening, do you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, like I just
Michelle, we could just have you take over and do the training. I mean, like, I think next time I'm going to let you do the deep dive all by yourself.
Hey, listen, I really appreciate you sharing your story. You got a great attitude here, and I know that you had some speed bumps going along the way here. But what's exciting about it, what you represent here as a new person into our space, there's thousands, tens of thousands of you out there. If they can pick this up like you picked it up, look what would happen to the teams that sponsored them, the companies, and everything else. And so I want to thank you so much for your attitude. I want to thank you for what you're doing, your consistency. And you are tall enough. You can do this. You are doing this. And just keep moving.
I love it. Thank you, Doll. Congratulations on your new team.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah. And they're all in here now looking today.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, and here's the other thing about it. One of the great things about what we do is this is a generic platform, and this is global. And everybody, it doesn't matter what company you're with or what product you represent or any of that. We all work together, and we take advantage of what is happening out there in the marketplace with each other's stories. And it's a remarkable working relationship that is going on out there for each other. We're not in competition with one another. We're in cooperation with them here through the academy and the book and the club, and everybody is learning from this. And that's too strong of a word. You see how many people are learning from this and moving forward. So let's keep the ball rolling here.
Okay, so we've got a couple of guys that are teaming up together. They're on the team, and I wanted to hear from these guys, these rock stars. So Ray, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing absolutely great. Thanks, Larry and Taylor, and yourselves.
Yeah,
I'm doing great. So I'm gonna have you tell a little bit about your story, and then I'm gonna bring Luke up and have him tell a little bit, and then I'm gonna have you guys tell what you guys are doing together.
Yeah, because they're doing a unique. They're taking this beyond where everybody else is at this point. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, I just hope Luke's got some time to speak whenever I'm finished. So, guys, my name is Ray Cashel. I'm originally from Northern Ireland. Now I live in the south of England, and I used to be a fed-up office worker. I got introduced to network marketing a little over 9 years ago, coming up to 10. And at the time, I was going into work every single day, pretty depressed. I didn't know, what I just didn't know what I wanted to do with life, to be honest with you. I just knew that there had to be more to this, you know. And it all came to a head, you know, when one of my best friends returned from, a course, and he happened to meet this guy that was doing network marketing. And he says to me, "Hey, buddy, why don't you get on these products?" And I says, "Hey, we eat potatoes, not shakes. So this is not for me." And, actually, I didn't say those words, but that was my belief. Okay. Yeah. It was locked in there. So I really doubted that this was something for me. But, he kept, he actually did the whole, kept introducing to me, "Why don't you take a look?" And a month down the line, so 3 to 4 weeks later, I decided, you know what, I've, for over 10 years, I've really struggled to lose weight. For 3 years, every 3 days I would start a diet. It would start Monday. It would end with a crunchy bar by the end of Wednesday. And I would just start the whole thing again. And I just kept thinking, I think the truth is, when I reflect on that, I believe it's because I finally lost. I just thought to myself, I've tried this thing so many times, it ain't going to work for me. But you know what he did? He also introduced me to the opportunity. And when I seen the marketing plan, and I seen this 3,000 to like £5,000 a month, and I was like, if I can get that, I'm interested. Although if these products aren't safe enough for my next door neighbor and my mom to take, I ain't interested, right? So finally, I just got on the thing. I had all this doubt, but I just got on the thing. It's okay. 3 days in, I felt incredible. Energy was through. By the way, on my third day, just before I went to take my second shake, I said to myself, "Oh, not another bloody shake." This is what I said to myself, right? I drank it and goes, "It tastes amazing." I said, what is this all about? So anyway, I cracked on it. I got on the products. I went on to lose 20 pounds, 15% body fat, and felt incredible. 3 weeks into the opportunity, I was going to become the kingpin. But 3 weeks in, I had, just 3 of my aunties on like one product each, not the programs that I'd hoped for or what they needed, but because I was afraid to ask for the money. And but by the week 5, I'd earned an extra £480. I had over 10 clients. By the end of the second month, I was a fully qualified, what we call supervisor within our organization, earning 50% on my products. And I just, now this doubt started to disappear, and I started really getting excited by this whole thing. It led into, I was only in the business 3 months, but there was a vacation promoted by the company, and I just goes, I want on that thing. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just said, I am going for this. And the end of December, that first full year in the business, I qualified for this vacation on the very last day of the month. But I had to put in a £300 personal order, and I just couldn't believe it. And I got excited about the whole thing, and I just didn't know. I just made it happen. And there's more to it there, but let's not go back. What then happened was I kind of got stuck in an area. I got stuck between a rank, and the more I stayed there and the more I focused on it, that doubt slowly started to come back in the negative language. Now, guys, I went on to qualify for 4 vacations in a row, and what that means really in our company is you have to be personally producing. So I was producing, but I was working darn hard for it, because I remember one Christmas in that first 4 years of my business, I'd never taken a day off, and I slept for 3 days straight. The only reason I did, because nobody wanted to talk to me over Christmas, okay? Everybody was switched off, and I was just exhausted. And what started to happen was all these reason for that, guys, I was having to continuously learn tactics and techniques and change my language and script this and say that. So the excitement I had in the first 18 months, what got me to where I wanted to be, and the vacation and everything, and why I was full of life, like that had gone. I was doing it now for the money, because I couldn't afford not to have the money anymore.
Wow.
So I went into the biz for years, and I still was making money with network marketing. That's the beauty of it, right? But it was about 3 years ago, and I said to Larry and Taylor, I decided I no longer wanted to work this full-time job anymore. I thought about my 3 main values, which was helping people, autonomy, having my own freedom, and like the other things escape me, but those were the things I wanted, right? and I was going after it. And I says, what could it be? And I says, it's my network marketing business. Why are you not doing it? Because I believe in the products. I believe in the opportunity because people are making it work, even though the years I wasn't. But I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
In my one of the worst times of my life, I decided that actually I needed some support outside of network marketing, and I employed a coach, a mindset coach. Now, these are one of the number one in the world, and I spent over $10,000 on this.
Wow.
And
for a mindset coach?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was for over a year because, guys, I was desperate. Because I had everything. I had a beautiful wife, beautiful child. I wasn't earning bad money at all at the time, but I'm telling you, my mind wasn't where it needed to be. And I'm sure there's people in worse, but I just said to myself, there's more to life than this. And this is when I started to get fired up again. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you don't need to go and spend $10,000 on a mindset coach because you got these guys right here. Because what actually happened was they did fire me up. It did get me excited, okay? But not towards her, not towards my network marketing company, okay? I was positive. I was realistic. I was doing better in life again, okay? I was attracting money to me. But for some reason, you know, I was becoming a life coach within my network marketing coaching business. And I'm spending an hour, at least an hour a month on each member, if not more. And although we grew through that time, you know, we went from, and this kind of coincided then with the whole COVID and everything and new ways of working, our business increased from 5,000 to 40,000, okay, turnover. Well, actually, 5,000 in total to over 50,000 if including our own personal production. So, guys, we were excited, like we were flying up. But after 6 months of hard graft, I was like, I can't continue at this pace. I'm building this thing with my wife around her full-time job. And I was exhausted again. And I said, I don't want that in my life anymore. And I honestly said to my wife, like, I love what we've been doing. I love the fact we've been doing, but this is not sustainable, you know? And the doubt started to come back. And I said, I don't know of any other way or of anybody else doing anything differently. And this is whenever you guys came along. You came along in I think it was in November, December time. We were introduced to you by our organization, you know, our leadership. And they just said, take a look. And as I listened, I heard so many things that I heard from my mindset coach coming in here. And when I started to read the book, okay, first thing I did after listening to you is I ordered the book and started reading the book, and I started to get excited. And I'm like, this is what's missing. I had the mindset, but not the actions, which was related to my company. Yeah. So I didn't have the ability, because I'm not that clever, okay, but I'm good enough. I didn't have the ability to connect the dots. And this connected the dots, and it just says, just be you. I goes, do you know what? I'm not a quality guy. If something has to be said in 3 words, I'm not the guy. I'm going to probably say it in 20. But you know, for some people, so for some reason, people want to listen to me long enough if I'm just being myself. But see, when I talk like that guy that thinks he's clever, that thinks he's really educated and has all the words, smart words, people switch off like that. Yeah. And I started to notice, and it was the book that gave it, and that gave me, honestly, I nearly get emotional here. It gave me freedom.
Yes.
Wow.
Not just autonomy of time, but autonomy just from the inside out.
Yes.
This is so, like, I love how you are saying this. I don't know that I've ever heard really anybody say it the way that you're saying it. It really does connect with me in such a powerful way, because it's really it is emotional. It is emotional because you've made this mindset shift of saying it in freedom, but I can't even articulate it in a way that it's so good.
What I'm hearing out of your story, Ray, is what is happening to the majority of our space out there. You in all given circumstances, we would call you on any team a successful distributor, supporting your family, doing what you're doing, either growing in rank or stabilizing rank. Most of the peoples and organizations out there are like that. but they don't have the courage to come on and tell themselves what you told yourself to be able to make these kind of changes. And so it's very, very important for you that you recognize this and this, that all you had to do was be you and be able to identify the 6 pillars in the way that you can identify with them. Use this structure of the 3-legged stool and bring them in and let the system take over to bring them up. Okay. And all you got to do is do your job. And it takes courage to say what you just said. It takes courage to recognize it. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to do something about it. Okay. And I want to commend you on that. And it's an honor to be working with you and your team like this, because that's what this is about.
I love this. So I want to bring on, Luke keeps popping in and out because you guys are doing something kind of special. So
yeah, you've added a new dimension in here that's pretty exciting.
I don't know if he's popping in and out.
Well, we'll have to move on.
There he is. There he is. Hey, Luke.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Got a nice blue sky behind you.
Oh. Oh no.
Well, we'll just move on here.
So no, okay. So when he pops back on, I'll add him back in. So go ahead and let's see. He's popping back on. Let's see what happens. And Ray. So
we're back. We're back.
If we lose him again, I'll just let you take over.
Well, we did.
Luke.
Hello.
Yep. Can we hear you? Yep, we can hear you.
I can hear you. It might be better for me to have my camera off because the signal's not so great where I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want me to share my story first and then?
Yeah, tell a little bit about your story, because the main thing that I want the people to hear is how you guys are collaborating together and how you're using the 3-legged stool within your business. So tell everybody a little bit about you and then how you guys are working together, and maybe Ray can chime in and take off since your connection is a little bit distorted.
Yeah, sure. So myself and Ray were sidelined in the same organization. Been friends for multiple years throughout the business. I actually got started when I was a student. Got started part-time through a friend of mine. And within my first day, I made over £100, which for me was life-changing because in my job I was earning like £440 a month. And for that I was having to give up about 16 hours a week. So 64 hours a month for £440. For me to make £100 in my first day before customers was just incredible. Within 3 months, I managed to get my income up over £500 a month, which was paying me more than what my full-time job, my part-time job was. It allowed me to quit my part-time job whilst at university, allowed me more freedom and flexibility with my studies. And then within 5 months, I was making over £1,500 per month. And still to this day, I remember calling my upline, Justin, and I said, the company overpaid me. I couldn't get my head around how much I'd earn for just using, wearing and talking. And you talk about it a lot about being ignorance on fire. And that's all I was. Using the products, wearing the brand, wearing my results, and just talking to loads and loads of people. And then as a consequence of that, obviously started making good income. And then I got to a certain level when the company thought I'd arrived. And then I started to, over the years, that was 8 years ago now. Over the years, started to think I needed to learn more, to do more. And I've attributed it like the cake mixture analogy you gave before, where you've got a perfect cake mixture, and then you start adding in different ingredients, and then the cake isn't as good as what it used to be. And so you think, I need to add this and that and this and that, and you start adding more, and then they're so distorted, it's further away from where you were. So for me, since getting involved with this, I initially got the book, then the audios, then joined the book club, and then eventually the academy in April this year. And for me, it's been a case of finding those ingredients I no longer need and getting them out and just going back to using, wearing and talking. And now I can start to see duplication happening within my team, because I'm no longer having to tell my team what to do, what to say, where to be. It's just a natural process. And for me, it's just a case of taking the stones out of the bag. And me and Ray have become really aligned with what we want to achieve in our business and keep things fun, simple and magical. So not only do we enjoy the process, but so do our team as well.
I love this. So you stay on, Luke, but I would like for Ray to pick up, because his sound quality is a little more clear than yours. So Ray, maybe you can pick up from here and talk about how you guys are, because you guys are sidelined. So, but you're working together and collectively doing this as a unit. So can you maybe share with the community how you guys are doing that and what the approach?
Yeah. So, my wife and I and Luke have always stayed in touch, but this is the first time we've really found something that we're massively aligned with. Okay, and what actually happened is we were using the academy for a bit. We got our first member starting to really get into the B and C, the two-legged part, and we really started to see a lot of change in him. And like, he had never been exposed to anything else, just this alone, and I just couldn't believe how little input I had. Okay, and that's the one thing this gave to us. Okay, we're doing less and earning more, right? And we just started. All we started to do is, guys, I don't know about that and laser pointing. By the way, it's what I've been on this thing 6 months. That's the biggest habit I've had to kick. I'm in the middle of coaching somebody and go, tell you what, guys, rather than me go through all this, let me send you back. Anyway, so we started doing that. So I started to say to myself, my wife and I were talking, going, hey, we're doing this thing too slowly. Like, you know, it goes, we keep at this pace. It goes, in 10 years' time, we might have a few people, you know, doing the three-legged stool. All right. What happened was Mary and Seamus were sharing their story, and they're talking about how they had 100 people in their downline. They were recognized for 100 people in their downline, earning an extra 500 to 1,500 a month. And that's when I goes, boom. We need to take action like these guys. They've been around this thing for nearly a year now. They said it's slow at the start, but once they went all in, things started to move. So Jocelyn, my wife and I, Jocelyn, started to speak. We got speaking with Luke. We says, hey guys, we're all aligned together. The more stories we have, the more people that we have, you know, what's your perspective on what they were talking on the deep dive this week, vice versa, and try understand it ourselves. Then we says, why don't we just do something together? So what we did is we did what Larry and Taylor said was, you know what, there needs to be blue ink. We always need blue ink, not just for the customers and new recruits, but also for our current people. So I started messaging people within the organization saying, hey guys, you know, I don't know if this whole thing's for you or not, but we're super excited. There's a new wealth building group that's just being launched, ensuring that you're going to earn 500, 1,500 pounds a month in an easier, more flexible way. A simpler, more flexible way. And if you follow these concepts, it's you know, I can almost guarantee, but I can't make promises. All right. If it's for you, give me a shout. If not, if you want more information, give me a shout. And if not, no worries. When those people replied, what we did, and I don't know if this read wrong, but we put them into a group webinar. We just basically told our stories of our experience of using the ABC approach. And we said, guys, so if you want to get involved in the focus group, where, you know, we're going to be focused on the ABC model, but the importance is ABC model, you need to have a desire, you need to have the willingness to go to work, and you need to be teachable. If you're those things, pop us a message, we'll start a group. And that's kind of where we're at. We're now starting to put in a support structure. We've been speaking to Larry and Taylor just yesterday on one of the deep dives. They're going to give us a little bit more GPS and around how do we put a support structure in, because I started to find when I was doing this, it was I was starting to create slides. I was in the Mr. Slide mode on the computer. I was like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're not doing your job description. And that's the beauty of this thing. If anything that I'm seeing, our team are doing the B, starting to do the C and the B, and some are starting to look at the A within this, okay? But their language, like I've got a group that's exploding, and Carol says, my check's not as big as it was last month, but I know why that is, because I was washing somebody else's car for them.
Now we're talking.
Woo! I love it. Okay, so guys, like if you're listening in here, I think this is a really important conversation because first of all, they see what's happening with them and their business, right? And this is really about working smarter, not harder. And what you said, Ray, was something so powerful. Whenever you start to identify what you're doing and then start to, instead of you doing the work, you lifting the weights, you sending them to the gym so they can lift their own weights. But I wanted everybody to kind of hear this, because you guys are just now launching this. You're just now starting to put this together, because I want to see what I want you guys to come back on in the next 90 days, 120 days, and see how this result of this focus group and what you guys are doing together. Because I wanted to stimulate some people out there, because all of you have this, you guys could do the same thing. There's a lot of people who can do the same thing and be able to leverage and collaborate together using these tools, these tools that we've given you. So I love this.
Yeah, and on next month's deep dive, because what you and Luke here started out with, okay, we got 2 or 3 other groups now that have started picking up on that already and moving forward. I know we're going to GPS you guys here today and work with you guys, okay? But this is phenomenal what has taken place, okay? And I want to point out a very important thing. What got them moving was Mary and Seamus's story.
Yeah.
Mary and Seamus is not in their country, not in their company, not have their product line. They're a complete separate entity. That is what is happening here. We're taking people from every single company that is out there that salutes to our flag, and they're working with each other, saying, this is what's happened to me. What Mary and Seamus brought to the table is now inspired them to go do this. Now, what they're doing is going to inspire other teams from XYZ company. We're all working together on this because it's a common collective messaging, taking advantage of what's happening right now in our space.
Yeah.
There's a change happening in our space that the majority of network marketing is not recognized, and the audience has changed, the language has changed, and the behavior has changed. We have identified that and put it together in the 3-legged stool, and that's why this is happening, and it can happen for you, whether you're the top double, black, quadruple, platinum, or you're the new guy that just started. It all works the same, because we all have the same job description: onboard members and and customers, and put them into the ABC and keep doing our job description: onboarding, and pointing, laser pointing to where the answers are. And so anyway, it's exciting, guys, exciting.
So
Can I just say one other thing?
Sure.
I had a conversation. We had an event at the weekend, okay? And on the way up to that event, I had a lady, one of our team members, and we've become really good friends with her family. And over the last 6 months, she's got a lot going on, and so we hadn't really been that active. But, I've always said to her, look, when you're ready, we're ready to work with you. So she said, I'm going to go to the event. I need to stoke up my fire. But on the lead up to that, I suggested that maybe she take a look at what we've been doing so far, and maybe tuning in and listening to the book club and to the audios. And what she said was, Ray, you know what? Before, I used to feel like there was a meeting on this night, there's another meeting, and there's another training this night, and I was just going to these trainings, and I just didn't know what to do, because everybody was doing this and everybody was doing that. And she says, although I wanted to do it and I knew it worked, my head was about to explode. I was told, I'm a mom of 2, go to university, I've got a job, I've got a husband. She says, I just couldn't see it. But with this simple messaging of use, talk, demo, she says, I can do that. And when she went into the weekend, she got super excited. And what are guys, in my language, by the way, I will make things complicated if you give me loads of information. But what I always say to people, like, all you got to do is use, talk, share, okay? And do 3, 2, 1. If you do those things, guys, you're going to get results. Now, there's other things you can do, but don't do those without doing those things first. All right?
Wow.
So powerful. That is so exciting.
Thank you, Ray. That was really something.
Thank you so much for you and Luke being here. And guys, look, I mean, this is the magic. This is fun, simple, magical. Look, I loved what Luke was saying. You don't have to add extra ingredients. The cake is good enough, right? You don't have to add to grandma's recipe. The stories today were incredible because from so many different perspectives. Michelle being brand new, the doubt, not believing she could build a team, right? You've got Ray here, whenever he was thinking he had to spend $10,000 on a mindset coach or you could spend 25 and get it all right here. Like, I don't know, which do you want to do?
most people want to spend the money to justify why they're not doing their weights. That's what they want.
So, guys, this has been a great book club. For those, I know we've had some technical challenges. We will definitely get those fixed. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you guys for being here and supporting the people sharing their stories. And if you haven't joined the book club, get in there. If you haven't bought the book,
so right there, millionairetrain.com.
And invite somebody else. Invite somebody else in your team and invite them to be a part of the book club. It's free, right?
Dig around in that Millionaire Training Free Resource Center. Go get that stuff. Almost everything is free. Go back there, play around, see what you're capable of. It's okay.
So, guys, my name is Taylor.
Taylor, you're Taylor.
I'm Taylor.
Okay, and I'm Larry. I'm the little L, the big T.
And we're here to help you grow
to grow your team,
so you can grow your check,
so you can grow your company.
So that's it for us, guys.
Okay.
Have a great weekend.
See you next Friday.
Bye.